I'm telling you, we take care of you.
Is that how you pronounce it? Gianna.
Ready? All right, it is 7 p.m. Tuesday, July 15, 2025. We'll call the City Council regular meeting to order. Would everyone please rise for the invocation given by Councilman Curley, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, our gracious Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing us to come together once again to do the business of our beautiful city. Would ask personally that you would be with the five of us, that the discussion and decisions we make would be pleasing to you. And Lord, an extra special thank you to Jenna House that they're here today, give a presentation, and it's in their hearts that they take care of the babies and take care of the mothers, so a special blessing upon them. We ask these things in your name, Jesus the living Christ. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you, everyone. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Baker?
Here.
Councilmember Curley? Here. Councilmember DeMonico?
Here.
Mayor Kleinfeld?
Here.
Councilmember Shadlick?
Here.
All right, moving on to approval of the agenda. Who would like to jump in?
Mr. Mayor, if we could, I'd motion to add a resolution for the charter amendment we proposed from our city attorney, Rich Albright. He emailed it to us a little earlier today. Just minor change to it.
All right, so would you like to do that as a motion to approve, add as item E?
Yes, new business, yeah.
Sure. Is there support?
This is the document we have at our desk.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll support that.
All right, please call the roll.
Councilmember DeMonico?
Yes.
Councilmember Curley?
Yes.
Mayor Kleinfeld?
Yes.
Councilmember Shadlick?
Yes.
Councilmember Baker?
Yes.
All right, the first thing that we have is a presentation from Gianna House. I will, I guess, recognize Director Bush.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for having me, and we certainly do appreciate the time and space that you've allowed us today. So to Mayor Kleinfeld and the honorable members of the City Council and any other guests that we have here, again, thank you so very much for having us. My name is Joella Bush, and I proudly serve as the Executive Director of Gianna House. And before I begin, I would like to acknowledge some people who have joined me today. And so we have one of our board of directors, Ms. Cynthia Cockrell. We have one of my staff, our community outreach coordinator, LaToya Green. And we have Robert Roscoe, who is one of our ongoing partners. And I'll talk a little bit more about how we're partnering this weekend here shortly. Thankful for our board for their unwavering support. They are the reason why we are as successful and as phenomenal and spectacular as we are. So thank you so much. So Gianna House, if you've not heard of Gianna House, if you are not familiar, and even if you are, I'll tell you just a little bit more information than what you may have heard so far. Gianna House is a nonprofit organization, and as you know, we're located right here in Eastpointe. We're located on the grounds of St. Veronica's Parish, and we are in what was once a convent. And so we've taken that 10,000 square feet of space, and we have converted the nuns' bedrooms, and we've made them into mommy and baby suites. We are committed to serving pregnant women and young mothers, particularly those who are homeless, at risk, lacking strong support. Our mission is to provide safe shelter, compassionate care, and life-changing education that helps them transition to stable, independent living for themselves and for their babies. We offer a residential program for young women from the ages of 18 to 25 years of age. That includes 24/7 care, free room and board. We offer prenatal support, life skills training, wraparound services as well. Additionally, our community outreach program, which is beautifully run by Ms. LaToya Green, currently we're serving over 200 mothers and families that are a part of the Eastpointe community and surrounding areas. We offer them things such as parenting classes, job readiness skills, mock interviews, financial literacy. We give them resources for counseling, behavioral health, and we also supply them with essentials such as diapers, formula, wipes, if they need a car seat. And these small things, it may sound small to many of us, but these are the things that allow some of the young women that are in the community to remain independent in the community. So just that little bit of help will allow these young ladies to have an extra $200 to go towards their rent, an extra $300 to go towards their light bill. Many of the women we serve come from difficult circumstances: domestic violence, generational poverty, foster care, some incarceration, or a complete lack of prenatal care. I've had young ladies come into the program as far along as 8 months who had had absolutely no prenatal care by the time they made it to Gianna House. Gianna House becomes more than a place to stay. It becomes a turning point, a path to a new beginning. Our goal is to give these young ladies empowerment, to give them hope, and to give them love. And those are the things that they receive when they are with us as a resident at Gianna House or if they are out in the community. Now, in the past year, we've seen incredible growth and measurable impact. We've provided safe, stable shelter to approximately 17 young mothers over the past year and their babies in our residential program. Through our outreach efforts, we served over 200 community mothers, as I stated earlier, distributing more than 10,000 diapers, 400 hygiene kits, hundreds of clothing bundles, strollers, as I mentioned, car seats. And sometimes we do something just as simple as give someone a hug. Several of our moms have earned their GED. 8 over the past year have gained employment. We welcome 3 social work interns from Wayne State and Oakland University who supported our programs and our residents. And through our Launching to Independence initiative, we opened new pathways for women to explore careers and imagine brighter futures for themselves and their children. A lot of the young ladies that come into our program, they're already doing things entrepreneurish. They may be learning how to do hair, learning how to do nails. And so we decided, why not give these young ladies an opportunity to learn these things in a formal way? And so those are the opportunities that they receive while they're at Gianna House. Much of the work is made possible through general support from our community and fundraising efforts. I'd like to extend a warm invitation to each of you to join us at some of our, one or all, of our upcoming gatherings. This Saturday, July 19th, we are co-hosting the Eastpointe Community Baby Shower. How many of you guys were aware of that? All right, so we are hosting that this Saturday at 12 noon, right there on the grounds of Gianna House. A heartfelt event that connects new and expecting mothers with resources and support. We currently, last check, we had 254 young women who are pregnant that registered for this event, and they are all from the Eastpointe and surrounding areas. Oh, we're at 290, and last year I think we were at, this year we've certainly grown. So this event was made possible through value partners such as the Betty Harris Foundation and Dr. Early, Lift Up Every Child with Robert Roscoe, And also, he is not with us, Ed. He's from the organization Let Me See Your Hands. And so we have collaborated over the last 3 years. This is our third annual. Community baby shower. And as we mentioned, it's getting bigger and bigger every single year. So that tells us that the need is there. The need is present. And we're thankful that we're able to provide these young ladies with the things that they need so that they can have safe pregnancies. And so when baby comes, they can live safely with baby. At Gianna House, we believe that when a mother is empowered, On August 18th, this is another fundraising effort that we have going on. We'll host our 12th annual Sister Diane Golf outing. And on October 3rd, we invite you to join us for our energetic Night at the Races fundraiser. And that's going to be held right at the Athena Banquet Hall, right here in Roseville. Still in our area. These events raise critical funds and build powerful community connections in support of our mothers and our babies. At Gianna House, we believe that when a mother is empowered, her child is uplifted and the entire community is strengthened. We're proud to serve Eastpointe. You guys have been so good to us. As I mentioned to the officer over there, we've had to call him and or his officers, and they've been a blessing to us. If you guys recall, or if you are aware, in 2022, we had 8 pipes that froze and burst, and the fire department came through for us, talked me all the way up 8 miles just to let me know, and they walked me through the building. The building was completely dark, and there was water everywhere. And so thank you once again to Eastpointe Fire Department. So we are proud to serve Eastpointe and the surrounding area, and we look forward to deepening our collaboration with the City Council and to help more women and children thrive. That's the goal. We want to help these young women thrive. A lot of these young women, when they come into our program, as I mentioned, they're coming from human trafficking, domestic violence. And so when they get to Gianna House is the only safe haven that they've ever seen, or experienced in a very long time. So they're able to stay with us for the duration of their pregnancy and up to 1 year after their babies are born. They're able to stay with us at Gianna House. So please keep that in mind as you go forward through your day. Spread the word. Tell people about Gianna House. If you're interested in volunteering or giving your talents, your time, or your skills, please keep us in mind. We are always looking for people to come and be positive role models to our young ladies. So thank you again for your time and for your leadership. And I would be honored to speak with any of you at any given time. If you'd like a tour of Gianna House, be more than happy to give you a tour of our beloved Gianna House. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And just real quick, do you have a website if anyone wants to either follow you or support?
Absolutely. Our website is www.giannahouse.org.
Thank you. Any comments from council?
Yeah, just a brief comment. When we have a presentation such as this and such as your organization, I know that the volunteers, there's 3 right here. Why don't you stand up? We want everybody to fight the volunteers. Mr. Roscoe, you too. You know, I'm going to get emotional, so that's okay. They don't do this just to make them feel good. They do it to make the mothers feel good and the babies feel good. And they do it from a passion that I believe they receive from God. And that they work very hard. So I would, a tour would be cool.
Oh, I would love to. And if
Cool would be nice.
Definitely give me a call. I'll leave my cards here. We also love some marketing material for you guys. We have our newsletter. We have our golf brochure. We have just our regular agency brochure. And we have some save the date cards there as well. So you're more than happy to come. any of you at any given time. Just let me
Okay,
know.
thank you.
I'd be more than happy.
Thank you again. God bless all of you.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. All right, we'll move on to the hearing of the public. The first hearing of the public is open. Would anyone wish to be heard? And you have 3 minutes to speak. You just step up to the podium and please start with your name.
Good evening, Council and Mayor and Council. I'm here because I've inquired about a home that's in Eastpointe. It's a small little humble home, and I need a place that I'd like. And I've inquired several years, and I'm not getting any answers. So I thought I would come tonight and take a chance and ask. I have a certain amount of cash that I could help the city with. It's a humble amount, and promise to keep the place nice if it's granted.
So we don't respond at this point, but if you wouldn't mind leaving your information, Corey or Kim, leave your contact information with one of them.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Linda Flans. I'm an Eastpointe resident. I just have a couple things I wanted to bring to your attention tonight. One of which is there is a dump truck that has been parked on North Park for a few weeks now. I guess they're storing it there. There is no commercial parking in Eastpointe, and there's signs all over, but this truck has been there for a few weeks. More than that, my biggest concern is that it's leaking a lot of oil, and it's leaking all over the street. So I would ask that you look into getting it moved, and then also cleaning up all that oil that it's been leaking all over the street. The other thing is, here I am again, the section of the Big Boy property on South Park. There's a section, it's about 3 to 4 feet tall. This is like my 3rd year in a row. Every year, I'm here complaining about it. So it needs to be cut again. Then the other thing is just code enforcement. I feel like we could use an increase in code enforcement. When I first moved here, we would see code enforcement driving down, looking at the houses and grass and all that stuff. And it seems like I haven't seen code enforcement in months. And the fact that I have to come here with, the same issue 3 years in a row, and it's the same property, and it's 3 to 4 feet tall, and it seems like why are the residents having to complain about these things when they're so blatantly obvious? So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to be heard?
Good evening, Council. John Solera, Kelly Road. I did hear the young lady mention St. Veronica, and I was outside. I don't know what in context, but thank you. And I'd like to tell the Council St. Veronica is having a 100-year anniversary in Eastpointe next year, I believe it is, and they deserve a commendation from the city. So, and I know asking a pro-LGBTQ council to commemorate a Catholic church is like holding a cross in front of a vampire, but I'm going to do it anyways. Thank God, well, not thank God, we had Satan Seed visit Eastpointe over at McDonald's the other day. But a CPL holding citizen did intervene and help the police. And I'd like to actually thank that person. I don't know who it is, but I think every Eastpointe citizen should own a CPL, learn how to use it. Their gun, have a gun. The other thing, I want to go a couple of weeks back. we had a communication from the outside through this line you guys set up for people that can't make it here. And we had a letter read into this into this chamber, which was actually a vile letter. It was aimed at Councilman Baker, called him a bigot, told him to go down to 6 Mile Road, as if he knew people down there and possibly he was closet homosexual or something. That was a vile letter. There was no way that letter should have been read to this council. None. And the LGBTQ bent of this council is going to take the ethics to the ground. The bar is not low. There is no bar. You need to clean that stuff up.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else?
Jennifer Nicholas, Eastpointe resident. Wow. Anyways, I wanted to ask if any decision has been made about Phase 3 of 9 Mile Road. I know we had a traffic study that was presented to council back in the beginning of December, and since then, I don't think we've heard anything else on that. The traffic study that we received was problematic for a lot of reasons. It seemed like some of the data was flawed. The traffic statistics were showing that even with the road diet, 20 years from now, we would have double the amount of fatalities and injury accidents, which doesn't make any sense. It doesn't line up with what's actually been happening on 9 Mile Road for years. Also in that study, in previous studies on 9 Mile, it was highlighted the amount of driveways, the amount of drive-through restaurants, the amount of automotive, police, fire, the number of bus stops, all of these things which are not conducive with a 3-lane road in this traffic study that we were presented with in December. Those items weren't mentioned or addressed at all. So I had thought that the city needs to make a decision on this funding sometime soon, what we're gonna do with it. You know, just looking at the construction on 9 Mile, I think that gives us a kind of snapshot into what it would be like if we reduce lanes permanently. I see a crazy amount of traffic on Stevens and Topher. Those are roads that I don't think we want a lot of traffic on. Stevens has our parks, the tennis courts. Topher has schools, the church on it. Those are roads that we want to keep people off, and it seems like we would want to funnel them onto 9 Mile Road as a 5-lane road, since that is the main artery of our city. So, you know, if you have time, you know, later during your comments, maybe if you could address where the city is in that process. Did MDOT have any problems with the traffic study? Did MDOT or SEMCOG have any input or thoughts on which would be better and safer and more reasonable for Eastpointe? It's been many, many months and we haven't heard anything, so thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to be heard?
Eastpointe resident. I have to tell you, I'm totally taken back by St. Veronica's 100th anniversary and LGBTQ. What does that have anything to do with anything? People are people. We're all different religions. We're all different nationalities, whatever. That has nothing to do with anything. Secondly, I was here on June 3rd asking for the city council's help. I have gone through every proper channel trying to get my house repaired. At the end of the meeting, everybody walked away from me as if I was a lecher. Mayor Kleinfeld, I had to walk up to you and ask you, what are you gonna do? Oh, I'll call you in 3 days. That was over 6 weeks ago. And then I've had 9 contractors trying to give me some type of cost of what to repair my own driveway would be, because it's leaking into my garage and my basement and my cellar. 7 out of the 9 would not even give me an estimate because they're afraid of getting blackballed by the one building inspector that we have in this city. You are doing construction from 9 Mile and from the west all the way to the east, and you have one building inspector? I tried to find out last year. We had people come to my house and inspect it. There's not one report. When your $600,000 insurance company that you initiated the last meeting, I called them to ask them for a report, and where did they get their information with? Because the house was wrong.
You have 30 seconds.
The name was wrong, and they told me they would only give it to me under litigation. I went into the city hall last Thursday and said, we can't pour cement because the sidewalk is still buckled. I was told, you're suing, we can't talk to you. You know what? It's time you guys get your shit together and find out how you're gonna take care of the people who have been here 50 years plus,
Thank you.
instead of putting low-income housing and cannabis shops.
Anyone else wish to be heard? Anyone else?
The city has more work to do in protecting all animals. It's unfortunate that only Council Member Pashadlik showed kindness and compassion towards the well-being of all animals in her consistent no vote for the special permit that church wanted for the fireworks. The special permit app requires that it's submitted 30 days before the event. They missed, according to the last meeting, they missed the June 26th deadline and the July 1st deadline. Right there, that should have been an automatic denial on that permit. And just exactly what license did they allegedly have? What kind of fireworks did they purchase? And where were they purchased? Because that's going to determine whether they had to get an ATF license. And if they purchased fireworks that needed an ATF license and did not get one, you let that happen. And this is ridiculous. So those of you who voted in favor of the permit, you played fast and loose with the rules, and the church knew what was required and when. That was even addressed in the last meeting. But they also played fast and loose with the rules too. Just because you're a church does not mean you get to manipulate the rules, laws, deadlines, and so on. You chose to ignore the danger, harm, panic, stress, and fear animals experience from fireworks. This is a form of animal cruelty because this is done and allowed with a reckless disregard towards the safety and well-being of all animals. There's a lot of you here, you have animals. Some of you lost your beloved animals. And on top of all that, you put the public's safety at risk. You blatantly ignored email where I cited the American Lung Association, the American Cancer Society, the National Institute of Health, Audubon Society, and other groups that clearly stated these are toxic chemicals that exacerbate lung disease, it causes cancer, heart attacks, and strokes. And are you gonna go along the side streets and clean up all that damn firework debris that still exists?
You have 30 seconds.
Or you just don't give a damn if the animals and the birds and the wildlife ingest that toxic garbage and die. Sterling Heights and Shelby Township, they listened to their residents, same exact concerns, they listened. You know what they did? They did drone shows and they found significant savings from $35,000 to $55,000, where the traditional fireworks was costing them over $200,000. So if those communities can listen to their residents,
Thank you very much.
what's your problem?
Thank you. Anyone else wish to be heard? All right, seeing none, the first hearing of the public is closed. We'll move on to approval of the minutes. Item A, regular meeting minutes from July 1st, 2025.
Mr. Mayor, I move to accept the minutes of the regular meeting of July 1st, 2025.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Councilmember Curley,
Yes.
Councilmember Baker,
Yes.
Councilmember DeMonico,
Abstain.
Mayor Kleinfeld,
Yes.
Councilmember Shadlick.
Yes.
All right, item B, closed session minutes from July 1st, 2025.
I move that we receive and file the closed session closed session meeting minutes for July 1st, 2025.
Support.
Please call the roll.
Councilmember Baker,
Yes.
Councilmember Shadlick,
Yes.
Mayor Kleinfeld,
Yes.
Councilmember Curley,
Yes.
Councilmember DeMonico.
Abstain.
All right, we have no scheduled hearings or unfinished business, so we'll move on to reports from administration. I'll turn it over to City Manager Elke Doom.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Not part of my report, but I would like to say that several years ago, when I'm currently the interim city manager, but when I was the city manager, I took a lovely tour of Gianna House and saw exactly what your setup was, where the room was, where you had the diapers and the clothes and the kitchen and the place for people to be comfortable, and I was very, very impressed. At that time, I made a donation because I believe in young mothers getting help and getting that extra care that they need. I was a young mother myself, so I do understand a little bit more than some folks who waited a while longer in life. But I just wanted to say that's not part of my report, but I did want to share with folks who haven't had the tour that you're missing out if you haven't had a chance to get on over and come see what it's all about. So now I'll go into my report. We have had a lot of issues with priority trash pickups. We've had delays, we've had days missed. I just want to share with all of you that they have a new representative who's been working very, very closely with our Public Works Department, making sure that the pickups are done. They might be a little bit late, but they are getting done. Our Public Works Director and his staff are just on the ball. They are working with them one-on-one to make sure that trash is picked up, recycling's picked up, yard waste is. So what I'm asking of you is if folks who are listening, whether you're here in the audience or at home, if you continue to have problems, please call the Department of Public Works. They're on 10 Mile Road. I don't have their number handy, but it's easy to find. Let them know because they're taking information that you are all giving them and they're making sure that work is getting done. Priority knows we're not happy. They know that others are not happy with them. We are not alone. Every community they service has had problems with them. They had a turnover in staff and they gave us a lot of reasons why they were so delayed and late, and quite frankly, some of those excuses didn't hold. So we are, expecting service that we contracted for, and we demand it. So please let us know if you find that things are going too slowly or they're not being picked up, because we will not relent. And the council is well aware of it, and they are well aware of their options if the priority waste does not step up to the contract that we have with them. Now, on a more positive note, I was this was shared with me. This is really exciting. In August, right around the 11th, we are going to start construction on the splash pad. And I wish to heck it was now, because this has been a really hot summer, and I'm sure all of us, kids and adults, would like to play there. But we'll start through September, we'll start the construction. It will work our way through October and December with the pavilion, sidewalk, site work, and I'll go right on down. We are very focused on having the startup for public use in May of 2026, as soon as the weather turns. So we've been talking about this for years. Even when I was here several years ago, we had looked into it at the time. We were fortunate this time to have grants that helped us pay for it. It's very expensive, but it is going to be an amazing splash pad, something that our residents will absolutely love. And that is my report.
All right, thank you. Any questions? All right, we'll move on to our Finance Director's report. Mr. Blum.
Yes, Mayor and Council. Last week, I sent an email out had additional information from the county on tax foreclosure in the process. After seeing that, I think it's a dead issue, but that's up to the five of you. And then this morning or early afternoon, I sent out a engagement letter from Yo and Yo for this year's audit. It's a requirement, but the key being that they will be contacting one of the five of you to ask questions, so don't be surprised if somebody gives you a ring. And that's all I have.
All right, any questions for Mr. Blum? We'll move on to our City Attorney's report. Mr. Albright.
Thank you, Mayor, members, council. I recently received an email from the opioid settlement administrator that there are 8 new defendants that have entered into settlements. And so within the next couple of weeks, I will be receiving another email to fill out the registration paperwork. So the city is then eligible to receive settlement proceeds from those 8 separate defendants. Those are different from the defendants that have been paying for the last couple of years according to a payment plan. So very good news. And I'll keep everyone updated as that progresses. And that's all I had, Madam Mayor, Mr. Mayor.
That's fine.
Happy to answer any questions.
All right, any questions? Thank you very much. We'll move on to new business. Item A, reschedule introduction and first reading of ordinance number 25-1250.
I move that we reschedule the introduction and first reading of ordinance number 25-1250 for proposed updates to the fee schedule to the regular city council meeting on August 5th, 2025.
Support.
All right. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Baker?
Yes.
Councilmember Curley.
Yes.
Councilmember Shadlick?
Yes.
Councilmember DeMonico?
Yes.
Mayor Kleinfeld?
Yes. Moving on to item B, discussion and approval of citywide garage sale. Would anyone like to open up on this?
Sure, Mr. Mayor, I'll motion we designate August 15 to 17, 2025 as citywide garage sale days in the city of Eastpointe.
Support.
All right, any comments? Please call the roll.
Councilmember DeMonico?
Yes.
Councilmember Baker?
Yes.
Councilmember Curley.
Yes.
Mayor Kleinfeld?
Yes.
Councilmember Shadlick?
Yes.
All right, item C, approval of special event application Foreman Mills back to school barbecue event.
I move that we approve the special event for Foreman Mills back to school, their back to school barbecue event, August 2nd, 2025, contingent upon the following. All food trucks must be permitted with an approved inspection at least 5 days before the event. All food vendors must be licensed and required by the city and the local health department at least as required, by the city and local health department at least 5 days prior to the event. An updated site plan must be submitted for review. I guess that would be by Foreman Mills, by whatever said date, if this is approved, 2025, showing the size and location of the proposed tents, A permit must be obtained for any tents larger than 10 feet by 10 feet at least 5 days prior to the event. All public paths of travel must be maintained, and the applicant must have completed all required inspections and received their business license by whatever the specified date of 2025.
All right, do we need specified dates for those? I would suggest, Councilman Baker, August 2nd, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. July 28th is 5 days before, if you want to just make that the plug-in date so it's all consistent.
Yep, sounds good. July
28th.
28th. I will be glad to amend my motion to include those dates in the appropriate spaces.
Is there support?
Support.
All right, any comments or questions?
Did have one question. That last bullet point about required inspections and receive their business license, I thought we'd required that for the last special event. They still do not have their business license?
Is anyone from administration aware of what the current status is?
Mr. Mayor, if I may?
Yes, please.
I believe they got a temporary C of O and a temporary business license. So now it's looking at the final business license or the permanent.
Okay, and they'd be able to complete that then by the July 28th date? Like there's enough time for the inspections?
I know the city will do everything they can. I don't know what the requirements are to get that final business license, sorry.
Okay, thank you.
All right, any other questions? Please call the roll.
Councilmember Baker?
Yes.
Councilmember Curley?
Yes.
Councilmember DeMonico?
Yes.
Mayor Kleinfeld?
Yes.
Councilmember Shadlick?
Yes.
All right, item D, approval of the special event application for Sweeter Than Honey grand opening.
I will move that we approve the special event application for the Sweeter Than Honey grand opening on July 23rd, 2025, contingent upon the following: all food trucks must be permitted with an approved inspection at least 5 business days before the event. A permit must be obtained for any tents larger than 10 feet by 10 feet, and all public paths of travel must be maintained.
Support.
Mr. Mayor, just a comment. This is a new place. It's a great place. If you've never been there, the address is, I didn't get my glasses, Mr. Mayor, 18850 9 Mile Road. It's on the corner. There's a block there, and it's the last building on that block. So you got to be careful, but find it, go in there. If you got a sweet tooth like Councilman Baker has, then you would just love it.
Sometimes I do.
Sometimes. But it's a great event. They're going to have a really good time, and boy, there's nothing like supporting a new business, is there? It's really great. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Baker?
Yes.
Councilmember Shadlick?
Yes.
Councilmember DeMonico?
Yes.
Mayor Kleinfeld?
Yes.
Councilmember Curley?
Yes.
All right, moving on to item E. Not sure if we actually titled this, but this would be the amended resolution for the charter amendment.
Sure, yeah, Mr. Mayor, yeah, we don't have a resolution number, but I think it's fine if that's just filled in, right? Mr. Albright? All right, so that's fine. But yeah, the only difference between the two, just for the public and just briefly, is just in that first paragraph, we're just removing a part about things that are not actually in it, so it's just making it consistent with the language that we were proposing for the charter amendment. It's removing, we had originally mentioned gender-specific pronouns and a residency requirement, you know, as the he, she, that sort of thing, and then the residency requirements, like state law thing. That's not actually in the language we were changing. We just didn't make it consistent, so all it's doing is removing it from that first paragraph to make it consistent with the actual charter change language, so we can send it to the Attorney General's office. So I'd motion that we approve this new resolution for the charter amendment that Mr. Albright, our city attorney, sent us today.
Support. Mr. Albright, did you have a comment?
Yes, I do, Mayor. Thank you. I did speak with the Assistant Attorney General earlier today, and their office has already approved the ballot language. This is just addressing a minor error in the introductory language of the resolution. And so I suggested to Ms. Markman, can we simply just do a revised resolution that would supersede the previous resolution that was passed to the council? She said that would be fine. I said, we'll get it on the agenda for this evening. We are well ahead of the deadline for getting ballot language approved. I did verify with Ms. Underwood today that that date is August 12th. So we're going to get this out this week. And again, the ballot language has already been approved by the Attorney General's office.
Thank you. Any questions regarding that? Please call the roll.
Councilmember DeMonico?
Yes.
Mayor Kleinfeld?
Yes.
Councilmember Baker?
Yes.
Councilmember Curley,
Yes.
Councilmember Shadlick?
Yes.
All right, payroll and bills. Would anyone like to make a motion?
Yes, I move that we pay the bills in the amount of $4,542,908.33.
I'll support that.
All right, any questions regarding that? Please call the roll.
Councilmember Baker?
Yes.
Councilmember DeMonico?
Yes.
Mayor Kleinfeld?
Yes.
Councilmember Shadlick?
Yes.
Councilmember Curley,
Yes.
All right, moving on to, excuse me, the second hearing of the public, which is now open. Would anyone wish to be heard?
Hi, my name is Marge Tardif. I lived here since 1954. With these special event applications, I think it would be wise that the people that are applying for it should come up to city council when we have this on the agenda. So if there's any questions from the council, they can be addressed, especially like with Foreman Mills with their business license. That's it.
Thank you very much. Anyone else wish to be heard?
Linda Flans again. One more thing I just thought of is there's a bed at 8 in Gratiot that seems like it's been poorly neglected for years, and it would be really nice if we could just put some mulch and clean it up since it's right at 8 in Gratiot. I know Mike, he does a great job at 10 in Gratiot, and your mom does a great job at 9 in Gratiot. It would be great if we could get that bed at 8 in Gratiot addressed. Thank you.
Thank you.
John Solera, Eastpointe, Kelly Road. I asked the council again to work up a recommendation, some kind of commendation for St. Veronica Church. I think 100-year service is quite extraordinary. Probably goes through, well, even your time here, you know, Mr. Curley is. So it goes way back, right? So I think a commendation is in order. They've served the city. And Mr. DeMonico Jr., this thing about you training on city money, you should just give the money back. You know that's a fraud. And this council should eliminate all that kind of gunk from their budget. And I hope you're running for office now. I hope you're fully trained.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to be heard?
Obviously, my house has been addressed numerous times. 14 months ago, I came here because there are no stop signs on any of St. Veronica Street corner. We were told we were gonna do a survey. Mr. Kleinfeld survey for the city of 9 Mile, a survey for stop signs. Every school deserves a stop sign. I am appalled that you hired a headhunter at $15,000 to find a city manager with 2 years' experience, which is basically a bachelor's degree. You're giving another person a platform at $15,000 our cost to jump to a new city like Mariah Walton jumped to Ann Arbor. You are wasting our money. Stop with the surveys. We don't need a roundabout at 9 Mile and Kelly. We don't need any road diet on 9 Mile. We need to start listening to the people who live here. And that should be the main thing. Not survey after survey after survey, because you're not spending your own money. You're spending our money. And it makes me very perturbed that I have addressed the issues with my property that have increased through the years, and yet you have cement trucks back and forth that could repair that like that. But yet you want to run surveys and this and that, and they have a over $600,000 general liability insurance company that can't even give me any documentation why I was denied. Your building department cannot be telling me why I was denied. There is nothing on record. You have John Meyer, who came here 3 weeks before I was here. We have people, Palucci.
You have 30 seconds.
And we have other people that have been here for years that are aware of the damage. And it needs to be repaired. You need to take care of the people who live in this city.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to be heard? Anyone else?
So in continuing on with my previous remarks, what the church can do instead of polluting the environment and terrorizing animals is they could switch and do drone shows instead. They can teach not only their members, but reach out to the community as a whole and teach kindness and compassion to all the animals. It does say in the Bible that we're supposed to be good stewards towards the animals. Well, you know what? There's maybe 5% at best who actually put that into practice, and that's a damn shame. Moving on to some other topics related to the animals, this horrendous heat that we're having. If you see dogs or kids left in hot cars, I don't care if it's 5 minutes, you know what, on a 75-degree day, within 15 minutes, the temperature inside the car has already jumped to 85 degrees. 30 minutes, it's jumped to 99 degrees. An hour, you're basically dealing with a dead dog because the temperature inside the car is 109 degrees. Do not think for a minute, the car's running, the air conditioning's on, the dog's fine. Because the way the cars are designed now, the engine will just completely shut off after so many minutes because it's idling. The dog will cook to death, or the children. If you see this, immediately call dispatch. Raise hell. Don't let them say, well, you know, we'll get an officer out when we can. You know, you got to look at what the temperature is. And, you know, unfortunately, we don't have a good Samaritan law, and I'm going to be reaching out to legislators for that because it's either 20-something or 30-something states that do have Good Samaritan laws that if you have to smash out somebody's car window to save a child or a dog from dying in a hot car, you don't have any of that civil liability. I don't know how much time I have.
You have 30
I'm gonna run
seconds.
through this real quick. So in a nutshell, the NIH and the FDA are working together in taking immediate steps to eliminate animal testing in several critical areas. So shellfish toxicity testing, rabies, and leptospirosis, I can't even pronounce that, vaccine testing, protein quality evaluation, paragen testing, skin irritation testing. This is going to save thousands of rabbits, mice, hamsters, and other animals from
Thank you very much.
experience each year. Google it, look it up.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to be heard? All right, seeing none. Oh.
Larry Edwards, Eastpointe residents. As a person of the cloth, I'd like to comment on the blatant lie and error that was just stated. If I'm wrong, show it to me in the scripture. Where is there, you're supposed to be good stewards of animals. It's a noble thing, but show it to me in the scripture where it says that this is the reason why we have so many messed up denomination, places of worship, Easter, Christmas, all this kind of stuff because of misinterpretation of blatant lies and all this here, and I just want to correct that. That's not in the Bible.
All right, thank you. Anyone else wish to be heard? All right, seeing none, the second hearing of the public is closed. We'll move on to mayor and council reports. Councilman DeMonico.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Let's see, so real quick on 9 Mile, in response to some things mentioned at hearing the public, we'd voted for phase 3. The phase, of course, not yet started. We haven't removed that concrete right now. That's phase 2 where all the work is happening and phase 1's complete. We voted to have our civil engineer bring us 3-lane plans in front of us, and just waiting to see those, to see the details. It's essentially where we're at with that. And then also on the hiring of our city manager, right now, the charter actually just requires only 1 year of experience, and this new change would require at least 2. You know, that's one of the changes for the charter amendment, but that'll be on the ballot this November for everybody to vote on. The idea is to have a larger pool of qualified candidates than we can accept right now. And then last item, yesterday was a remembrance for Jennifer Harris. It's tragic, you know, understatement, what happened. But it was so good to see such an outpouring of support from the community up at McDonald's yesterday, where they did a balloon release. Just heard so many people say too that they did not even know her. I did not know her. It was so good to just see the community coming out to, you know, support a family that needs support, and, you know, hope we, you know, of course, never see something like that again. And yeah, just wish the best for the family. Hope, you know, everything can go as well as possible for them at this point. And, you know, very sad day for sure, for the family, the community, everything. So, yeah, that's all, Mr. Mayor.
All right, Councilwoman Pashadlik.
I'd like to also echo those same sentiments for that manager Harris, that, you know, her prayers and thoughts are definitely with the family and friends. Just very, very tragic, like you had said. I'd also like to thank Gianna House for coming out. I know you do such good work in our community, and I'd like to commend you for all of your hard efforts. And we do truly appreciate you. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Councilman Curley.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a few things. I'm the liaison for the library, and so I want to talk about what you all here in the room and who are watching on television really need to do to support the Friends of the Library. They take returnable bottles and cans, and if you have any of those, put them in a bag and take them over to the library. You know, if you get 100 or 200 people there and you only have 10, you can take those 10 over because that's $1. You know, then multiply that times a couple hundred. They've received a lot of money in the last year or so, and they do a lot of things, particularly for the kids. And isn't that what we're about tonight? Some of us, right? Statistics, incredible. Last year, 2024, they had 8,882 visitors. 8,882 visitors. The year before, it was 1,700 less. It was 1,700, so that's a lot. So they're working very hard, and we have a fantastic library. If you've never been there, just go in there and walk from one wall to the other wall and see how beautiful it is. We got thousands and thousands of books there for anything that you guys would be interested in. So get me those bottles and cans, okay? They would do really well with that. A couple other things. Mentioned 9 Mile Road. I don't know about the rest of you, but I don't know what the heck the state is doing, why they haven't made up their minds. Is it going to be road diet, or is it going to be 5 lanes? Let us know. Why it's got to be sitting on somebody's desk. If anybody from our administration can call or get AEW to call and get an answer and find out what's going. They're working on Gratiot. God, it's almost done. But you know what they did? They took out, I don't know, what, dozens and dozens of trees? I would hope, administration, I would hope that somebody has a map as to where every tree was taken out. Because if you don't, we're going to end up with half the trees that were there. Not that I don't trust them. Well, I don't. So we need to find out where they go. And I would hope that they don't plant a tree that's going to grow 80 feet high. You know, because what you're going to do is block off the store that's behind it, right? We don't want that. So just make sure that we count that. And sir, you're absolutely right. 100 years for St. Veronica, it's a fantastic place. And I can't tell you how many people I know. A couple have been there for like 65 or 70 years. They're in a care center right now, but I'll get him out there and he can come here and be here when we present that to the people in St. Veronica. And we would hope that the father comes too. Yeah, it's a great place. And there's a story, which I forgot all the details, Mr. Mayor, so I won't talk about it, as to why they call it St. Veronica. Anybody know on the council?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
No? Okay, next council meeting, I'm going to bring that up. And I'll let you know how many bottles and cans you guys brought over too. So you want to make me happy, right? You don't want to make me mad. So get those bottles and cans over to the library. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Baker.
Yeah. I didn't make it out to the vigil yesterday, but I did write a letter apologizing that I didn't make it and just offering condolences to the family and friends who lost a loved one. I share the same sentiments. Hopefully we find ways to resolve problems that don't resort to violence. There's a lot of people that share that sentiment in the community and people that are making efforts to try to find ways and work together with each other to try to find ways. And I would just encourage that we keep moving in that direction. Also to Mr. Solera, in regard to the letter that was written, people have a right to say what they want to say. I agree that I know that there are some restrictions, but the thing that the attitude that I take is when somebody says something to me, one, to assume that I've been down to 6 Mile and Woodward. I have no idea what's at 6 Mile and Woodward. I don't go there. I'm a rather large 6'4". I'm easy to see wherever I'm at. I'm not hiding. I'm not playing hide and seek anywhere that I go. So, you know, whatever's down there, the person that wrote it knows better than I do. And frankly, it's not really what they call you, it's what you answer to. So with that, that's all I got.
Thank you. First, thank you to Gianna House for coming out. I would like to come and tour the facility at some point. You know, it's been a while since I made a donation. You brought up the pipe breaking. I remember that being sort of a big deal when that happened. So thank you for coming out. You guys do wonderful work. Ms. Heber, I'm happy to talk to you again after the meeting today. I have gotten more information from administration on the claim and how it was denied. I don't want to take up too much time speaking here, but I have that letter of denial from the insurance, our insurer, and I'm happy to share that with you. I don't know if you're having a hard time getting that, but I'll talk to you after the meeting. Okay, I'll talk to you after the meeting. And then in terms of Jennifer Harris, I just want to say that, you know, my thoughts really go out to the family, her 6 kids that are left behind. I know that they're really, really dealing with a world of grief right now. So I think it's been really great to see the amount of people that came out yesterday in support of Jennifer Harris and her family. So I think if you have the opportunity to show some support, I encourage everyone to do that. So with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support.
Please call the roll.
Councilmember Baker?
Yes.
Councilmember DeMonico?
Yes.
Councilmember Shadlick?
Yes.
Councilmember Curley.
Yes.
Mayor Kleinfeld?
Yes, meeting adjourned at 8:07.